begin. I just made this update video here to show how to use bed mats and the chair mats. The bed mats you'll want to place about here, even with the pillow. The chair mat, you can place a chair mat in here as well, or you even place a couple chair mats in here and use this as a couch. You could use a couple chair mats on the couches instead of using the couch mat, because the setting animation on the couch mat's different, which is why I called it the couch mat. These are the chair mats. That's the couch mat and the chair mat together. And doing it like that means, you would be able to sit on it, and your companion would be able to sit on it as well. And the bed mat, you want to have that where just the rounded edge sticks out next to the pillow line. Not exactly right next to it, but and again, you place a chair mat there and you'd be able to sit on the bed. If you wanted to have it where two people could sleep in this bed, you would basically put this mat down here and then set another mat down next to it, back behind it. And then you would come up and activate this mat, and you'd be able to sleep on it. And then, because the NPCs, they don't have to actually walk up and like, oh, I gotta find the X, they'll just like, oh, there's a NPC marker here, and they'll climb in bed and lay down. And then down here is the dungeon for the Gru V thrones, and the new chairs are down here as well. Now the art, that's all earlier updates and already in there. These chairs are new. These work with the chair mats. They won't work with the throne mat. Well, you could put the throne mat down, but you'll be floating in the air above it. This right here is the throne mat. You see it is sticks out on the side here. Well, you'll want at least two of these pieces. These two round things here, you see, you want those sticking out at least. The best way to figure it out, I'm not in an area where I could go into workshop, but have
go check that out.
A human companion or a ghoul companion, anything bipedal. You could do it with Nick too, but have them set in it. Like basically place the mat down on the ground in workshop, and then come out of workshop, have your companion set in it. They'll just be floating in the air, and then you take whichever throne you want and go back into workshop, and then take whatever throne you want to use and just basically position it underneath them. That would also be if you wanted to set the couch mat up to look the way I did it in my video, then you would basically do the same method there. I show that in that video where you basically do the same thing. Put the mat down, have her set down on it, and then position the furniture underneath her so it looks right. This I actually did in the creation kit. So now you can't set these mats on this platform. That doesn't work. This here I placed in the creation kit. This is the wall lean here.
Over here. No problem. I can't
Damn
get
it.
to that.
I wanted her to do that.
Forget it.
Oh.
Check it out.
Yep, I've got it. That's out of me reach.
No, it's not.
Move here.
I'm on it, Captain. Now how in the hell am I supposed to get
Here.
there?
Head over there.
Will do.
Take a look.
Yep, I've got it.
I'm thinking about making another one of these mats, because not many of the thrones, as you see, would have the need for it, like this one, where you could have them lean like that. But I'm thinking about making another mat that would set underneath here, like this one. Basically, you'd set these side by side in the same direction, and then they would be able to activate it and get up on it like that. So you wouldn't have to, if you have place anywhere or swap or whatever they're calling it now, and or you know how to do like pillar glitching and stuff like that, then you could place it up there as it is right now, the way it is in the game. And that's the NPC there on the shoulder. Now the animations are different for male and female, so
Over there.
I'll get it done.
and that's the back lean. And then
Go check that out.
No problem.
this one they sit and pray. This one they sit and they just kneel. I figure anybody who's got playing as a
Check it out.
I'm on it, Captain.
as a raider or something like that, then they might want to feel like they're the lords or a god or have followers. So. I don't know. I like to do funny shit. Again, here's the thrones. We'll be going to an area with a workshop here in a minute and actually setting some of this stuff down. This chair here, this one sets okay. It's, you know, it's no trouble putting that one down on the chair mat. This one, for some reason, is a little tricky to get to set on the chair mat right. You have to play around with it and be a little patient. I'm guessing it's the way I got the legs positioned here in the back, because, you know, you can get it where it'll be slightly off. I'm in the process of making another video where you'll be able to see that. And as of right now, there's, I think, 101 items already. And last night I had an idea. I might have figured out how I can get these rugs into the game now, so that's maybe the next update, and that could actually be in the next day or two, because the method I figured out, you know, is not tricky at all. I'll have to spend a lot more time doing the files and stuff for it than I will actually have to spend it actually making them. But yeah, I really like the way those rogues look, and it really bothered me I had to take them out, but I may be able to get those back in, so that's good. Apparently I need to move that marker. This didn't happen to me on the PC when I came out that door before I checked it. Oh, at least I'm not stuck. What's up, Michael? Not fast travel. I was doing a live stream here real quick to show off the new updates for my Gru V furniture. I was just down in the basement there, showing off the new furniture in the shop. Now I'm gonna go to the Barge City settlement that I made to show how to place the mats and things like that. Because I just put thrones in the game that you can place down in workshop, but in order to use them on PlayStation, you kind of have to finagle them with my mats. So I was making a quick little video here. Figured doing live stream would be a lot quicker than, you know, actually making the video like I normally do. I got over 100 items in here now. Like, I think it's like 101. So it takes a second to load up. Like the way to use bed mat, you'd want to set a bed mat down. And set a chair mat down next to it. Because the beds I got designed in this are made for, I mean, you can use them in big settlements and big areas and things like that, but if you're building something small and you don't have much in the way of room, then you could do this with these beds where you want just the rounded edges sticking out so you can access them yourself. And that way there, you know, like sometimes you'll have like a companion sitting on a couch, you'll try to sit down on the couch and it makes them get up. This way here, they could be sitting on this bed and then you could come over and sleep on it, and then when you wake up they'll still be sitting on it. Or you could put two chair mats down here, or put another chair mat overlapping with this one slightly, so basically you'd have two people sitting here and one people could sleep here. Multifunctional furniture. And if you're building a smaller, if you got a small room, then basically this could be like your couch, and then when it's time to go to bed, you just go to bed. Yeah, I have that issue a lot myself when I'm recording stuff, and as I was working on a build last night I was doing with a bunch of this stuff, and Hanging Heights, which is another mod I made, which is, you know, I should have known better than to try to mix this mod and that mod, because that mod also has a lot of stuff within a cell. And these items, I mean, you may only place down one item here, but the game actually sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, probably about 22 items within just this right here. And then some of the walls that are in here, you know, are made up of a couple hundred items. Same as with some of these chairs are made up with multiple items. And it may seem like it's just a single chair, but a single item, but the game sees it as its individual pieces. The only way to change that would be to create, so I could bring this into the blender and make it all one single piece, and then bring it back into the creation kit, and then I can make it actually function like a real chair does in the game. But that would be a new archive, and I wouldn't be able to get that on PlayStation. So I would only be able to do that if I was able to get into the Creation Club, and they'd let me redo this mod and put it on the Creation Club too. Let's see, let's place the chair mat. Now this chair, all the chairs fit nicely over these, except for this one. This one's a little bit tricky. Actually, this one's buggy here. Because the way I built this floor here, that chair doesn't want to set on that floor. If you play around with it, it'll set. You just gotta get it right. And then the throne mat. Best way to position this is once you get used to working with it, then you won't actually need to use this method, but you want to place it down and just set it so that, you know, it's about 2.5 of these circles that you see, the design work like that. And then you want to have a human or a bipedal companion, human, ghoul, synth, it won't matter.
Hey, this better be worth it.
And then have them
Take a look.
Will do.
basically setting the mat. Now once they're seated, I don't even think I gotta move that. I think I did it perfect.
All right then.
Yeah, you could have just set the, I could have just set the mat down and then had her set on it. Oh, I guess that's not perfect. But I wanted, oh, it won't do it. Sometimes you'll plant the, some of these items will plant, but then you won't be able to move them. Oh. Okay, there, that one's doing it. See, I can't move it. For that, you'd want to just store it. And then I was trying to go back. And then there it is. Then you want to just set it back down. And then after that, it should be freely movable after that. Yeah. Well, I got a bunch as well. That's the reason why I didn't bother with trying to put this in with USO or any of that, because, you know, this is, I mean, hell, there's probably well over 200 pieces easily. I mean, just in this. I mean, these skulls, each one of the skulls is 4 pieces, because the eyes themselves are individual pieces, and then the black bit that makes up the nose. Yeah, and then, you know, these are probably four different arms pushed in together. And then you got even more back behind it, and then the floor itself is comprised of probably 100 items in it. So that's why I was saying, you be careful. You wouldn't want to put too many thrones down in an area that's already got a full cell. But figure out. And then also in here, in this update is if I could ever get to them. I think I might put anything else I do in a different menu though. There. These mats. Now these are like leaning mats. You wanna these are basically anybody who makes YouTube videos on with their PlayStation, because you can't do certain things with the PlayStation, so you can't make videos look as cool. And now you'd be able to,
Hey,
What you need?
you know,
over there.
have a video where you can have NPCs do things that are, you know, normally you couldn't get them to do in the game. Come on, Kate.
Very funny. And how exactly am I supposed to get there, genius?
You're standing on it,
Go check that
genius.
I'll get it done.
Oh, that's the wrong map. That's why she's having problems.
Check it out.
I'm on it, Captain.
Let's see,
There's
walling.
no way I can reach that.
Take a look.
I can't get to that.
Go
Damn
there.
it.
Over there.
No problem.
I think this buggy floor might be giving her some issues. Yeah, I haven't really had any problems with her or heard of any problems. It's just, you know, knowing what I know about computers and processors and consoles and things like that, I know that, you know, the computer is going to see this, the system will see this as the individual objects. So, and some of them, if you don't have expanded workshop build area, well, not the build area, but the amount of stuff you can build, if you don't have that mod and you still have your bar up there, some of these items you'll put down, it'll make a significant dent in the amount of stuff that you can put down afterwards. I did my sanctuary, I had turned that mod off just to check that out, and after putting down a couple walls and a couple other items, that was like half of my build space, and I was just like, okay. So, you know, that could lead to a problem if somebody tried to build like an entire wall, or like an entire building with the skull walls or the other walls that I have. And then I'm working on making a skull floor. That's why these thrones have the red skulls underneath them.
Done for now, eh?
That's what that is. That'll eventually be the red wall. Will just lay down. Will be where you just lay it down on the ground, just put them side by side and stuff to make like a red carpet of red skulls. Yeah, graphically, PS4 is better, but I think as a system, the PS3 was much better. It was like this wall here probably contains 200 or 300 items. This was the wall that, after I dropped several of them. You see my size there. So I haven't got that mod turned back on yet. You see how that number's I don't think I've seen anything that's placed in the game that makes that thing jump like that. Right. And then these, yeah, the stock shelves are... Yeah. Well, as Sony started doing the same crap that Microsoft's been doing for years, and a lot of these game companies are doing, where it's just about making money, and it's no longer about making quality stuff. And that's why now you gotta pay to play online with the PlayStation. That was one of those things that, Sony was adamant about. They were never going to charge for that. And then they got a new CEO who, he was been working with Sony since, PlayStation 2, I think it was. And then he had some ideas that would help him make more money, so they put him as CEO, and then they kind of started destroying the company from within. I think the guy's probably taking a paycheck from Microsoft just to destroy Sony. See, even these beds don't jump as much as the wall and the thrones do. There's a lot of items here. This probably won't even move at all. Yeah, I could probably build 1,000 of these. Let's go to the chairs. Oh, that's right. And there's my build limit. Yeah. That's the sad thing about this fucking world. Hell, even YouTube. That's why I haven't monetized my YouTube. If Google's gonna not share revenue, then ad revenue. I mean, hell, Google was, a couple months ago was just bragging about all the extra money they're making off of revenue. off the ads, which is like $30 million a quarter or some shit. So basically they're raking in $100 million a year extra profit off of ads while cutting every content provider off. And now they're going to change the rules again, so small content creators like me, can't get anywhere. They're not going to promote you. You're going to be dropped to the very bottom of the list. I'm already at the bottom of the list because I'm not monetized, but I mean, I'm kind of in a unique position than other YouTubers because I make mods, so my YouTube videos are about my mods, so, not many other people on YouTube could review my mods before I do. I mean, I know when they're done. They don't even know I'm working on them. I mean, so I'm kind of in a unique position, and I'm trying to start something up with different YouTubers and stuff right now, and modders. That it's going to be a little bit of a slow start, and if I could get certain modders in it and then certain YouTubers in it, I could make it grow much quicker, and then pretty much everyone who is a mod maker or a YouTuber could make a ton of money every month. And the people who don't make YouTube videos and don't make mods but play with mods, I mean, if you look like at Eleonora, she's got well over a couple 100,000 people playing with her stuff, probably on both Fallout and Skyrim. But if you go to her YouTube page, it's like 30,000 subscribers. I mean, these people like her mods so much, but they can't come and subscribe to her YouTube page and watch a freaking commercial on one of her videos so she can make money. I mean, the only way she has to make money off of mods is the Creation Club, which everybody complains about, because they don't mind spending $60 for a game that's half finished, but they don't want to pay some gamer to make the game better for them. They just expect it and they don't want to pay for anything. And I understand, over half the people playing are kids who require their parents to spend money, and parents don't understand that, yeah, I just spent $60 on the game. Why do I got to spend another 60 for DLCs? And oh, now you want money to buy this stuff off of a thing called the Creation Club? No. I mean, that's why a lot of people don't have DLCs. It's because they require parents who just don't understand what games are these days. And a lot of older people, when they think of video games, they think of like Pac-Man and Asteroids, stuff they had as children. They don't understand now that games are these massive stories that rival novels, and some of them, I mean, some of the stories in these games are just so god-awful, they barely rival the funny pages in the fucking Sunday newspaper. I mean... So, I mean, that's part of the reason why I like to do the free stuff. But I mean, if I can get this plan going, then people who play with mods should be obligated to come to YouTube. If you're playing with someone's mod and that person has a YouTube video, you should subscribe to their channel, and you should watch not only their videos entirely, not just, oh, click on it so it gets a view and then click off of it. Because, I mean, YouTube's changing up their policy so that, you have to have a certain number of minutes viewed a month now to get money out of them. And, they're just doing everything they can to keep from giving money away. And if Eleonora could get every person who uses her mod to subscribe to her page and watch every one of her videos entirely, she would rake in thousands and thousands of dollars a week just making mods for us to play with. Nobody who plays with the mods would even have to take $1 out of their pocket. All they'd have to do is just spend a couple minutes watching a video, maybe 15, 20 seconds watching a commercial that's on it. And whereas modders and the people who make the YouTube videos, I mean, it's not like this stuff is like simple to do. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna make this video about my Gru V furniture mod. I'll whip that out in like 15 seconds. No, I mean, I've been doing this for 40 minutes now, and I'm doing it this way because this is quicker than the video making way that I normally use, which will take me many hours. And I mean, so, and then modding, I mean, hell, I spend easily 100 hours a week making this stuff. And I mean, Eleonora, she spent several months making that one she just put up on the Creation Club. And I find it to be rather absurd that a lot of these people playing with the mods just don't have the time to watch a 15-second commercial so she can make some money. I mean, I won't make no money because I'm not monetized and don't plan on it because, you know, I hate pop-ups. And, you know, if I had a way of turning the pop-ups off where pop-ups wouldn't pop up on my stuff, then yeah, I would probably monetize then. But you go live with the PlayStation with the share button, you'd, well, I'd hit the share button right now, but I don't know what it would do if I went in there. Oh, I don't think it would show you anything. I think it goes to that blue screen with the things bouncing on it. I haven't done too many live streams myself. I'm still testing on all that. Man, she's still praying to an empty throne. Hopefully I can get the people involved in the group and get the people playing with mods to like, you know, spend at least an hour a day watching different YouTube videos for the people who make the mods they play with. I mean, hell, if they don't play with my mods, then they don't need to come watch my videos. They're not using my mods, so I shouldn't make any money off of what they do. But if they use Eleonora's mods, then they should go watch her stuff. Hell, I go watch her stuff multiple times a week. I mean, any commercials pop up, I make sure to watch them all the way through, no matter how long they are. I'm a big fan of her work, and, you know, some of what I do, it wouldn't be as good as it is if I wasn't a fan of her work. I mean, like, you know, putting down guns and stuff like this and these things, you know. A lot of this, I mean, she doesn't build stuff like this, but, you know, she heavily decorates things, and she makes things look really nice. And, you know, I like the way she does things, but not in the perfect, because she does it in like this perfect way where everything's just perfectly sitting on a shelf, everything just looks perfect. And I kind of like things that look like, you know, they were just thrown on a shelf. That's why, you know, things look knocked over, and hell, one of the pieces of ammo actually fell off onto the floor, whereas this is all, oh, can't move it right now. That's all one single piece with the ammo on it. So, yeah, I got that idea off of her, but she doesn't actually do it this way. It's just I saw the way she does it and was like, oh, I'm gonna do it this way. And that's why all my heavily decorated stuff is, you know, kind of just stuff laying all over the place. And it looks like I mean, it's actually a lot more work to do it this way. And what's really funny is I'm OCD. In real life, there's no way in hell I could let something set like this. I would have to pick each one of these items up and set them in a perfectly straight line, all evenly placed with labels all facing the same way. But the weird thing is, when I'm building in the creation kit or even in the workshop, I can't be that way. If I got every label facing the way, you know, I'm like, well, that's got to be turned. You know, that doesn't look right. You know, and my OCD works opposite when I do stuff like this. Cool. Well, I think that's going to be about the end of this. I maxed out my settlement size here, so got some good conversation in. I'll chat at you a little bit later. I'll probably be doing a live stream either a little bit later on tonight or maybe tomorrow around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to talk about Creation Club, and I want to talk about the my YouTube group I want to start up with everybody, and going to talk about some other aspects of Bethesda's works and things of that nature. I'll talk at you later. Have a good one. Peace.